Newcastle City Learning have a breadth of knowledge and experience with the recruitment and training of apprentices. We have a fantastic team here at Newcastle City Learning. Dan and I take responsibility for the recruitment of the apprentices. I deal with the businesses, I engage with them, tell them the pros and cons about recruitment and go through the whole process prior to the recruitment. Dan deals with the learners, he's got a crucial job in that.
You've then got the actual training side of things, so we've got NVQ assessors who go out and assess in the workplace. You've also got the tutors who deal with the college side of the apprenticeship as well. And then overall you've got the curriculum management side of things, which we've got a member of staff who runs that side of things and also manages the assessors.
We have a fairly intensive screening process in the first place to make sure that the people who are coming onto the programme are going to be able to cope with it.
We value the feedback from employers, we value the feedback from learners, we take it on board to make sure that it's a good quality service that we provide, not just the employers but the candidates themselves and the people in the local area.
We manage the City Council's housing, so we manage 30,000 homes for Newcastle City Council. We've got quite a high level of unemployment on the estates where we manage homes, and my role is to support the people who live in our homes into employment.
3Motion Media are a digital marketing agency based in Newcastle upon Tyne. We deliver projects for the smallest of SMEs right through to the largest of public sector businesses and brand owners.
The Beacon is owned by two charities and it's a community-focused business centre. So it's primarily aimed at people who are starting up their own business or are in the first year of trading. But it's a community business centre in that we also have a cafe, a play group, and the ethos of the Beacon being owned by a charity. We're not for profit, and the ethos is all around supporting and developing and growing the local business community.
Many organisations are offering apprentices ranging from commercial businesses through to public sector organisations like Newcastle City Learning and through Newcastle City Council. For us, finding the right apprentice was really, really important. But in finding the right apprentice, we needed to work with an organisation who we thought would support us. When we met Elaine from Newcastle City Learning, she stood out head and shoulders above everyone else as an individual who we thought would deliver really good performance in supporting us.
I love meeting people. I'm very proud about what we do at Newcastle City Learning, our apprenticeships, our apprenticeship team, and I believe that's what makes me determined to make the apprenticeships a success. We advertise our positions online. The applicants apply for the positions specifically or generically, depending on if they want a specific post or anything, and we'll invite them into a pre-screening.
One of the big benefits to the way that their service operates is that they pre-screen all of their potential apprentices. So at the point that we met apprentices for interviews, all the candidates that we actually had the opportunity to interview had been pre-screened and were deemed to be suitable for the role that we had. That's a massive benefit for us. We're very, very busy as an organisation, and anything that saves us time is of real value.
We will not put a candidate forward for a position unless we know they're capable of achieving it. It's not fair on them, we're setting them up to fail. The business wouldn't be happy because obviously they want their apprentice to be able to achieve, and as a service we're not doing them justice.
They're also interviewed by the individual businesses to make sure that they're going to fit in. So we try and match people to the right employers and make sure that the people going into the workplace are as prepared as they can be.
The process of getting involved in the scheme and getting it all up and running was quite straightforward. I think the biggest challenge was probably finding the right person to fit into our team here. The apprentice that we were looking for we knew they were going to work a lot of the time on reception, so it was going to be absolutely crucial that we had someone who was bubbly and outspoken and welcoming, and the support we had from Elaine and her team was fantastic.
I've had experiences in past jobs with other companies supplying, and I have to say the standard is much higher through City of Newcastle Learning than from anybody else that I've ever used in the past.
We looked at a range of apprentice providers, and I think we'd worked with City Learning successfully in the past, and they were just so open and forward thinking about our remit for our apprenticeships was to work specifically with people who live in our homes, and they've really supported that on every level, and they've definitely gone the extra mile because it's not an easy recruitment exercise. it's looking for suitable people, but we're narrowing the criteria down to people who live in our homes. And we really only get to see the apprentices that they think are worthy of an opportunity, and they're not going to waste our time.
They send very good candidates, they're always there, they're helpful, they're always just at the other end of the phone for you. They look after the apprentices, they come out to see them at work, they go into college. Really good experience.
I'm a work-based learning tutor, so in that regard I go out into the workplace, look at the roles people actually carry out, assess their competencies, and at the end of it get them a certificate which reflects the role and the level that they're working at.
When you're working in an environment that's quite exciting, to come into college once a fortnight can be a bit of a drag, but to be honest, they benefit from it greatly. We do get a lot of positive feedback from it.
I think learning is something you can do right the way through your life. And you don't have to necessarily do it at school, you can do it later on, and I think on-job training is more satisfying for the young ones than it is actually just sitting in a classroom.
I think it's a great way to do both, to get real work experience and to get a qualification, and also to get paid while they're doing it. And certainly if you're an apprentice at YHN with a lot more support to look for your next step after your apprenticeship, I think it's a great way to really get a well-rounded start to your working life with a qualification as well.
I would certainly recommend that other people who are looking to take on an apprentice work with Newcastle City Learning. It's been a fantastic positive experience for us. They've given us so much advice and guidance and support, and really guided us as to the best way to go about taking on an apprentice.
Fundamentally, the difference between Newcastle City Learning and the other apprentice funding organisations we met is the quality of performance that they have as a team. They focus on the businesses they work with, and they make sure that they find the right apprentices for the businesses in order for successful relationships to go forward.
And I think the value you get back from it is really powerful. To see someone come in on day one lacking in confidence and not being aware of what being in work involves, to then after 12 months being a well-rounded employee that then goes on to get a job. I think there's no better feeling.